Hello, little ones. Would you like to hear a story? I've got one for you. Of dungeons and douchebags. Long ago, the land of Irion was governed by many majestic empires. The humans of the plains, the elves of the forest, the Oreads of the mountains, the Merrow of the oceans, and the kobolds and Okiti taking what was left. But, as is so common amongst all with darkness in their hearts, those who had power would not be satisfied until they had more. War broke out, alliances being made and broken in a second, as the once civilized races slew each other in droves in vain attempts to get one more seat of power. The kobolds, on the brink of annihilation, sought out a new draconic god who would protect them. Instead, they found Jagotha. A powerful and terrible dragon, Jagotha cared not for the suffering of those around him. Taking advantage of the warring continent, Jagotha razed Irion to the ground, seeking to carve a mighty empire in his name. A last desperate alliance stood firm against Jagotha, and after a terrible battle, the dragon was finally slain. With Irion torn apart, and no one in any shape to continue the war, an armistice was reached, and the Great War ended. Now, many years later, Irion has started to rebuild, and the Age of Clockwork has begun. And our unlikely heroes, gathered first to celebrate a harvest festival, may soon find themselves at the center of another war. Trevlon, the halfling bard.
I'm gonna get to the bottom of this mystery. Right after I've had this little nap.
Corellian, the kobold paladin.
You must understand, I will do whatever it takes.
Malifang, the half-elf rogue.
You have me rather curious. Tell me something about you.
Thavagath, the Goliath barbarian.
With victory comes honor. And goes.
And Momo, the Arakocra cleric.
You seem tense. Let me help you.
From humble beginnings, these brave adventurers may soon find themselves the key to saving the fallen empires. Last time on Dungeons and Douchebags, Fallen Empires. Trevlon, Corellian, and eventually Thavagath turned in their captive Okiti, Kiki Slaminata, to the city guard, in hopes of getting the attention of Giovanni Goldtooth so that he could help find the captives, including Trevlon's sister. Learning that the earliest he would even look at the case was the next day, they returned to the Fiery Grog Tavern, where they learned that not only was Guglug, the bouncer of the tavern, dating Trevlon's sister, but Remeg of the Okiti, whom Corellian had met the night before, was there looking for them for help. He corroborated Kikikati Slaminata's story that Captain Vincent Ericlea had been kidnapped, and seemed convinced that the acting captain, Jemvikila Kavila, would release the hostages once the captain was safe. Now try remembering all those names. Our heroes, believing that the banker Nalur Nalad was behind the kidnapping of Captain Vincent, went to go see him at the bank after confirming that he placed his new bid before the kidnappings at the Feast of Fools. Nalur's alibi was airtight, but he did seem to have knowledge of when the captain was kidnapped, which Trevlon took to be confirmation. However, without the money to counter Nalur's bid, our heroes went back to the Fiery Grog Tavern, wary of the next day. In the morning, however, there was an uproar as the city guard charged into the slums, boarding the Black Lightning and searching it, but eventually leaving, finding nothing, neither prisoners nor stolen treasure. Giovanni Goldtooth, the Grand Aegis, gave 5 minutes of his time to the heroes after being informed they were the ones who gave him the tip, and explained that the raid was partially an excuse to go look for goods that had been stolen from his vault, goods he strongly suspected the Okiti were behind. Giovanni Goldtooth then said he would aid Lord Stormkirk's bid to take control of the Lower Monsoon District, if our heroes did their own independent investigation as to where his stolen goods had gone. Our heroes then boarded the Okiti ship, the Black Lightning, saying they wanted to parley. And when Jemvik asked why the sudden change of heart after their madcap chase, Trevlon admitted that he did not think the Okiti were the sole bad guys here. He then made an offer. The Okiti would find evidence that Nalur Nalad was behind the kidnapping of Captain Vincent. The heroes would turn in that evidence to Giovanni of the city guard, and everyone would go home happy once the hostages were freed. Before the finalities could be agreed upon, screams were heard from within the slums, and our heroes turned to see flying rats shooting lasers, the products of the Rat King. Will our heroes be able to best the Rat King a second time? Will Jemvik keep to the agreement? And shouldn't they be checking on the auction a little more often, because they are cutting it very, very close to losing and losing badly? Find out on the next episode of Dungeons and Douchebags: Fallen Empires. Hello and welcome to Dungeons and Douchebags, a fun game night with friends where rats happen. I am your host, Alex, and with me today, we have Scott.
Why didn't you give me a better control scheme, Lady Palutena? Why?
Because, Pit, I don't think left-handed people exist. We've got Phil.
Jamming out to these sick fucking vibes, my friend.
Hell yeah. We've got Jojo.
Touche, not bad.
Touche.
Good intro.
Alright, we've got Atlas.
No! I knew I should have downloaded the fucking GameCube soundboard, but here we are.
And we've got Walrus.
To pump up these jams real quick.
Consider the jams.
Just have a bike.
Consider the jams pumped.
Oh.
Alright. So, when last we left off, laser rats!
Laser rats.
You run into the slums, and before you, there are a bunch of rats. There are the rats covered in blue scales that you have seen previously in the Rat King's dungeon. The laser shooting rats are new to you. They're like bloated, floating rats, kind of like floating 5 or so feet off the ground, with a giant eye grafted onto their bellies and 2 eye stalks at their sides. This is for each of the flying laser rats. And let us not forget, off in the distance, it's the Rat Bear Pig! Yay!
Oh boy!
Yay!
My baby!
I love my big son.
And they are flying around, shooting lasers at people. So it's time to roll initiative.
Oh
Oh
boy.
boy. My favorite
Just get-
thing to do.
Getting right into that combat.
Look at him.
Jesus.
What is this?
Fast Goliath.
Alex, where's this music from?
The fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yes, thank you. Oh, it's the Rats theme, isn't it?
Yeah,
You
this is
motherfucker.
this is the fight with the rat. Fantastic Mr. Fox.
You clever son of a bitch.
I'm not hearing anything.
Actually, I'm not hearing anything either.
Are you playing it through your through Discord, Alex? Or?
Yeah, I am. I just have it set to quiet so that it's not very loud and overpowering me. Yeah. Because a lot of the times when I'm listening back to the streams, the music's real loud for me, and I'm like, that's not fun.
That's fair. Ah, I hear it.
Alright, so, dragon rats are slow. Momo has yet to roll initiative.
It's being shitty.
Oh my god,
Please.
fast Momo!
Wow.
Solid.
Damn.
Oh,
Darn.
frick. Alright.
Everyone is
Looks like Momo's
raring to
going
go
first.
and fight rats. I need to roll for all the other
I
types
guess
of rat.
Fireball, Momo, fireball.
Okay.
Or don't, because we're in a street with
Yeah, let's
human
not do
beings
that.
possibly there. Let's be smart.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to ask a very meta question. Alex, are you going to add you going to be factoring civilian
Ooh.
what's what I'm looking for? Collateral in this.
I will say that the slums are so packed together and so honestly kind of shit that Fireball is going to light the surroundings around you on fire.
Okay.
Be careful.
Alright. No fireball.
Careful.
No fireballs.
I was gonna say, even if we did do even if I did fireball, it would probably blow up a ton of buildings, and we would have to pay for all those buildings, and we do not have the funds for that.
Mm-hmm.
Not, no.
We're already hated in like 2 or 3 cities already, so
Slowly but surely, you will lose all of them. All right.
Stuff.
I
Momo,
wasn't prepared
you're
for
going
this.
first.
I am going. I'm gonna do Scorching Ray at the dragon rat on the roof.
Okay.
Which one?
That one.
Up top.
Yeah, up top!
Very special rule for rolling a natural 20 on. Oh wow!
Oh my god!
Speaking of which,
Today's my lucky day.
seriously.
Nice.
I'll
So,
leave some for the rest of us.
so here's a fun fact about Scorching Ray. You can hurl up to 3 with one casting of it.
Excellent!
We're gonna have fun with this.
So yeah, you definitely hit that first dragon rat. You want to throw them all at that rat, or do you want to throw them at other targets?
I'm gonna throw them all. I'm gonna throw one at this one at the other one, and then, well, that one I mean, and then one at this one.
Okay, cool. All right.
Spread them out.
Cast Scorching Ray 2 more times.
Frick, okay. Come up, please.
All right. Let me double check. Dragon rat armor class.
Come on, Dragon Rat, don't be a jerkhead.
All right, so the second dragon rat, the one that's on the southern one, sees you throwing fire, goes and just barely manages to duck under the Scorching Ray. But you hit the laser rat and the dragon rat. Roll for damage for those two. All right. Okay, so you hold up a holy symbol which glows with divine fire, and then boom, rays of fire just shoot out and strike the dragon rat up top, who turns, goes, and is just boom, set alight completely.
I don't like the noises they're making. They're too cute.
He's still alive. He's just real badly hurt.
Oh no!
All right. Meanwhile, the floating laser rat hears a sound behind it, slowly turns around so you can get a good look at the eye, and boom! The Scorching Ray hits right into the eye on its chest. That is... No, I did not say that much hit points. It does not have 1999 hit points, game.
Jesus,
Only
Oh,
90s rats.
Alex, just quick
Probably
question.
90s rats would understand this.
90s rats.
Quick question, because I may have misheard. Were the eyes just painted onto the rats, tattooed, or is it like an actual big-ass eye?
There's an actual big-ass eye on the chest of the laser rat, and there are also 2 eye stalks writhing at its side.
Yeah, I remember those ones. Okay, cool. That's fucking haunting.
Alright. Chevlon.
Fuck. There's a lot of things happening at once. Trevlon, realizing that there is a giant-ass rat bear pig directly in front of them and possibly going to come down on them real soon, he looks to Thav and presses a hand to his shoulder and casts Enhance Ability. That's,
Can you reach?
yeah, I can. Okay, hold his hand then, motherfucker. Touch that shit. Make sure that it's 2d6 temporary hit points and advantage on Constitution checks. So that's Bear's Endurance, baby.
Nice. Bevaga, you feel stronger and hardier, like you could take on the world, or at least a big-ass rat bear pig. You've also got 9 temporary hit points. Those can go above your maximum hit points.
Mm-hmm.
Trev looks to Thav.
9, thank you very much, my friend.
Trev looks to Thav and goes, "You might want to get ahead and make sure that that rat bear pig doesn't just crush all of us."
Okay, cool. Cool. Right.
Alright. Then, Thavagak, as Trevlon gives you that word of advice, You stare down at the rat bear pig.
Which is too far away. Well, gonna blind into it. He's gonna throw into a rage anyway. Like, give me that ragey boy. On that rage damage, take away 1 rage. And since the rat bear pig is just too far away, he's going to make his way. How long does this effect last again?
Rage?
Is it just 1 turn, or is it? No, the enhanceability.
Enhanceability is concentration, so as long as Trevlon concentrates on it and isn't knocked out of the spell, it lasts that long. For up to an hour. So,
cool.
Assuming that he isn't struck, you'll be fine.
Alright. And I will move. Yeah. I'm over here. Just
Nice.
Close to the rat bear pig. And I will attack that rat there with my big old beautiful great axe. A big old cleave to his goddamn
That's a
rat
hit.
eye.
Roll for damage. Alright. Charging for the rat bear pig, but realizing you can't make it, you channel your fury into a spinning attack right into the chest of the floating laser rat, which goes as you strike it.
Does it die, or is it still
No,
alive?
it's still alive. It's bleeding pretty bad from the giant eye in its stomach.
Yeah, then I hit it again.
You would need to roll to attack again.
Ah, right, of course it was.
Yeah, you hit it again.
Just because that's a really... Oops, sorry, ignore those, I was trying to minimize.
And you run from the rat.
Just because those are really nice rolls, can we just assume that the rolls I hit...
Yeah, I'll take it. You then, like, kind of put your foot down on the hilt of your axe and kick it further into the rat and bisect it.
Oh, that's hot.
Nice.
Alright.
That's the turn of Thavacath.
It is not actually Malaphane's turn, because guess what?
Oh?
Thavacath, you can hear something scuttling right above you as a spider
Fantastic.
rat
Ooh.
crawls from the edge of this rooftop and is going to try and
Please
leap
do not
onto
apply
your face.
Please do not apply rat.
We're
Please don't.
applying rat!
Directly.
Stop applying this
Applying
fucking rat, please.
That is a hit. The rat leaps from the roof and on top of Thavacath, wrapping around his face.
Hold on just a second. I have some kind... I keep forgetting what it is, and I keep forgetting to use it, but some ability that I have that I keep forgetting the name of means that I can notice shit like that and roll a dodge, I think?
That's for something with a dexterity saving throw. This is an attack roll that the rat did. You can't dodge that.
Ah. Okay.
Alright.
Ignore me.
So,
Keep going, apply the rat.
okay, so the rat is wrapped around your face, Thavacath. You are blinded and you cannot breathe.
That's cool. Do I take any damage, though?
Yes you do. Factoring in the resistance because you're raging, you take 3 piercing damage.
3 piercing from my delicious temporary hit points. There they go. Aye.
Yum.
Delicious. Now it is Malaphane's turn.
Sorry, quick question, because I haven't actually had a chance to take temporary hit points yet. After they go, do I then take the total off, or is that, like, nah?
You...
As in, if I lose all of my temporary hit on, do I total temporary hit points that I was given afterwards, or... Am I making sense?
Temporary hit points are basically hit points that are going to go away eventually, whether that's by an hour of not needing them or by getting hit. You, unless something gets you back over the total number of temporary hit points you have at that moment, you can't get more temporary hit points. So, if something were to give you 7 temporary hit points, your temporary hit points would now be 7, rather than healing 7 temporary hit points on top of your 6.
Cool beans. Thank you very much.
Cool. Alright. Now it is Malaphane's turn.
Alright, this changes things a bit. Okay, question. Since they're on the rooftop, does this count, if I were to run past them, does this count as attack of opportunity?
They cannot attack of opportunity you.
Okay. Because the thing I'm looking at is... you know what? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna go with the original plan. So... I'm going to move over to the space where the rat is and sort of create this artificial choke point, just to prevent the laser rat and the rat bear pig from getting through any further to the party.
Okay.
And then I'm going to try and shoot. You said this was the one that Momo attacked?
That is the one Momo hit, the one up top.
I'm going to try and attack this one again, or attack this one.
Okay.
With my bow. So...
That's a hit. Roll for damage.
Will do.
Alright. Come on, show me that. That is enough to kill it. You, get onto the choke point, spin on your heels, turn, and fire up to the scorched rat, and the short bow pierces through it with a boom, and you hear as it falls off the roof to the floor with a boom.
Nice. Alright, and then I think... Does this count towards saving throws as well? Let me check. Help counts towards saving throws as well?
I think so?
Yeah, then I'm going to provide assistance to Thavagath with the Master of Tactics, and my turn there.
Okay. Then, Corellian, it is your turn.
Right. First off, just so I can help remember, do you mind if I give Corellian a 10-foot radius for Aura? Now that
Go for it, yeah.
If I can do that. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, because at level
Cool.
6, Corellian gets an aura that gives you bonuses to all saving throws when you're in it.
Some good shit. So, seeing that Malaphane has gone up that way, I guess Corellian doesn't want to leave the two squishies alone, so they're going to make a javelin attack against the second dragon rat over here.
Cool.
Just forgot to put that in there. Sorry.
Yes.
Oh, hey, would Malaphane count as being within 5 feet, or is the dragon rat in the air?
Dragon rat is up on the rooftop.
Okay.
That's definitely a hit. So, the rat pokes its head up after ducking under the scorching ray, saying, "Phew, coast is clear," and then, boom, it's struck by a javelin.
Oh, wait. I can attack twice.
Yes, you can. And that's also a hit. Boom! It's struck by another javelin and turns down to you looking like, the fuck, man?
It just be like that.
People think it don't be like that sometimes, but it do.
So yeah, I will just raise my shield and stay up, because there's a thing at the end of the fucking lane.
Shit, did not mean to press that. Don't worry about it.
Alright, if that took away one of your spell slots, go put it back, because, it might have.
It might have. Or it might not have, because my
have.
spell slots are weird.
Mm-hmm. Spell slots are a functional part of Roll20's, Roll20's thing. Anyway, now it is the Dragon Rat's turn. The Dragon Rat, seeing that it's been donked in the face by 2 whole javelins, is going to, flit itself over this way, squeak, and then lightning is gathering around its mouth. Trevlon, Corellian, and Momo, I'm going to need you to make dexterity saving throws, but you've also got a bonus thanks to Corellian's aura.
+4.
Yay! Thank you, Corellian.
Dexterity saving throw plus 4.
So mine's 13.
Alright. Cool. You all made it. you duck as the rat breathes lightning down from the rooftops at you. So you're only going to take half damage. Half damage, after I rolled, is 3 lightning damage.
Ah, excellent.
Alright. It is now the laser rat's turn.
Yay.
Alright, so first the laser
love
rat
lasers.
down below Malifane is going to float up, turn to Thavagath, and point an eye stalk at it. Thavagath, I'm going to need you to make a wisdom saving throw. With advantage, because you've got
good.
Master of Tactics on.
At least have that, Thav.
Boom.
Got it, buddy.
Alright. Boom! Both of them failed. Thavagath, the laser strikes you, and you're not hurt per se. You just end up very confused. On your turn, you cannot
Very
move
effective.
and must use your action to make a melee attack against a randomly determined creature within range.
And what is the range?
Oh no.
Melee.
Oh no.
Ah, so unless the bear pig comes very close, I have a half chance, a 50-50 chance of hitting either the rat in my face
Or Malifane.
Or Malifane.
Oh.
And then
Okay,
there's...
he hasn't taken his reaction yet.
Also, Confusion Ray does not let you do reactions, but Malifane hasn't taken a reaction, so he could uncanny dodge it. Meanwhile,
true.
Another rat flies up from the alley behind you, looks to Momo, and fires a mighty laser! Momo, make a Constitution save.
Ooh, mother.
+4.
That's so. Okay.
Oh.
Mother.
Alright.
15.
That is just barely enough to pass with the +4. Alright. You are struck by the laser, but something in you manages to hold fast. So you're going to take half damage from what I roll.
Guy.
Okay, so half damage is 7.
Oh, that's not bad. It would have been 14. Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, these lasers hurt. No. And then the rat bear pig hears this commotion, turns around, and
My
charges into the fray at Thavagath. Since he's the closest one.
Boy, so
I'm
fast.
sure he'll be fine.
Can I just ask?
Such a big fan.
Does the rat in my face also take damage?
No.
Oh, what the fuck? Okay, I'm calling bullshit. There is no way in hell that rat bear pig is tacked enough to be able to.
It's tiny and nimble, and you're huge.
It is tiny.
How is this thing tiny?
The spider rat is tiny and nimble,
Oh.
and it's on
Oh,
your
whoa, whoa,
face,
whoa.
which, need I remind you, turned to face the laser rat that Malifane is currently standing on.
Alright, fair enough.
Alright, so the rat bear pig charges and attacks with its tusks. That landed on an edge. I'm gonna reroll. Alright. That is a miss with the tusks, but then it stands up on its hind legs and goes and attacks with its claws as well. Why can this rat bear pig not hit a blinded man with a rat on his face?
Woo! That principle in video games, if someone doesn't know you're there, they're unpredictable and you can't hit them. It's just how it is.
Watch out!
Yeah, I mean...
That's just how it be sometimes.
Thavagath is currently choking, blind, and confused.
Oh.
He's got the
And
ultimate
completely
defense.
They'll never suspect a thing.
But that also means that the bear pig is now in range, so that's
That is a 1 in
Yeah.
3 chance.
That's a
to hit
33%.
Malifane.
1 in 3 chance I'll still hit Malifane.
Alright.
So, you know,
I couldn't
less
react.
chance.
Momo! There's another rat behind you, oh shit!
Destroy!
Destroy, Siroi.
Destroy.
Destroy rat!
Exterminate!
Everything just like got fucked for me. So give me my friend. Please. I am going to use. Let's see. I'm gonna try and use. Is this thing? Okay. Weird question.
Okay.
Never mind. You know what? Fuck it.
Good
I'm
talk.
gonna use Toll the Dead.
Okay.
Okay.
If only you were a normal-sized bird of prey. Because birds eat rats.
I am just as scary. Can you please?
I'm pretty sure a
Still
normal-sized
thank you.
bird would be smaller than a giant rat.
All right.
Mm.
So you turn, raise your holy symbol, and a bell dong chimes out in the air. The rat rolled a natural 1 on its saving throw, so it has no idea where that bell came from, and is just looking around with all its eyes. But it wasn't injured, so it only takes the lesser damage, the 2.
I think that should be... I think the damage is messed up on that. I'll double check, because Momo's above level 5. And that
Okay.
only rolled 1 damage die.
Alright, I'll just add both damage die, then the 2 and the 5 make it 7. We'll figure it out.
Dang.
Cool.
Yeah, it should be 2d8 or 2d12. I'll fix that.
Alright, we shall plug that in. In the meantime, Trevlon.
There's still a rat on Favagath, right?
That is correct.
Yes.
Can actually get to Favagath with the movement that I have. No, I can't.
No.
I can only move
So whatever you
15 feet.
Oddly enough, just whatever you do, don't move the rat beyond my melee range. We need that 1 in 3 chance.
We'll keep that in mind. Okay,
Unless you
Trevor
wish
will
to.
at least get closer. Move over here,
Well,
and
why are we all stepping on the rats?
it would probably be a really bad idea to shoot the rat, right?
The rat on Favagath?
What if they explode?
I haven't been doing it for that reason.
Okay.
Just trying
I'm
to
gonna
assist
not do that then, because that'd be very bad. Anything you think? Would I be able to direct that?
To try and hit just the rat on Favagath and not Favagath himself? I'd allow that if you attack at disadvantage.
Okay,
That's
I
what I
will
was
try
afraid
that.
of.
Okay, so... Oh, Mish's Mockery is now actually usable. 2d4 as opposed to the 1. Thanks, level 5.
Hey.
Hey.
I'll try it. But I did that at disadvantage apparently, but...
I'll say it has advantage on the wisdom save. Actually, does wisdom saving throw require it to know your language?
Let me see. Your string... apparently laced with subtle enchantments. If it can hear me, though it need not understand me,
There we go.
it must succeed.
Okay, so, it got a natural 20 on its saving throw.
Man, that's a good rat.
So, you try to insult the spider rat, and it just sticks up several spider limbs like middle fingers at you.
Well, I guess Trev's ability to insult things is as good as ever.
He's good at insulting things when he doesn't mean to.
Like skeletons.
I know that.
That was funny.
Alright.
Skeleton
Don't
cried.
mind me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Favagath, I'm gonna roll a dice and we'll see what you hit. It's the spider rat, but also you.
What?
Yeah, because it's on your face, you're basically hitting yourself with an axe, and that's going to hurt yourself, but it'll...
Excellent! Excellent!
Oh. No, that's not. I mean, it's a little excellent.
Can I take, like, blunted
Exactly
damage
what I
because
thought
it's
it
going
was.
through the rat first?
You're raging, so you already are resisting the damage.
Cool, in that case, since I'm not stupid enough... Okay, let me rephrase that. I'm not letting Thav be stupid enough to hit himself in the face with an axe, so I'm going to use my old Warhammer.
The old A Warhammer. Alright, that's barely enough to hit the Spiderette.
Tasty, tasty.
Wait a minute. How come you haven't been using that before?
I do when it's necessary.
Alright. So, you smack the spider rat with the hammer, and it's hanging on pretty well, honestly. But you're also hitting yourself in the face with the hammer, and you've had worse, but it still hurts. You take a total of 11 damage.
1, 2, 3.
All I saw was... Have you guys ever seen, Jim Carrey's The Grinch? Do you guys remember that scene where the cat latches onto his face? That's all I...
Oh, no.
Thing is, all I'm seeing in my own mind is that one scene from Austin Powers where he's fighting Mini-Me on the Moon Station.
I think I remember that.
Alright.
Violent.
The spider
Is
rat...
it still attached to my face, however?
It is still attached to your face. And it is now its turn. And it responds to you smacking it by trying to bite you.
Well, I was going to say I was going to hit it again.
Oh,
just because, you know...
let me check Confusion Ray, because it may only allow you to do the one.
Makes sense.
To make a melee or ranged attack, you can only do it the one.
Alright, cool.
Yeah.
Apply rat.
Apply rat. So now...
De-apply rat.
Watch out for the spider!
Oh, yeah.
Spider rat's gonna bite you! Spider rat bite! Heart!
Spider rat attaches himself to Thav. Will he let go? Probably not until
No
he
one
goes
knows.
look out.
Alright.
No one knows. Look out. There goes the spider
Okay,
rat.
come on.
So the spider rat bites you in the face, Thavagath, and you take 4 piercing damage. And also, I'm going to need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Advantage.
Because Warhammer.
Yeah, I'm holding,
Yeah,
I'm holding
'cause-
the Warhammer, so that means that I can do it now.
Yeah, once prolonged rest, that Warhammer's gonna let you do that.
Oh, don't even need it.
Oh yeah, sorry, I don't even need it. What the fuck? Then we go.
So you have the Constitution thing I gave you, Thav, so you have like 2 of those.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, you had Bear's Endurance, so I'm gonna say you didn't use the hammer, you just used Bear's Endurance.
Didn't even need to. I got 23.
Yeah.
I just clicked twice out of impulse.
You just, kind of stand there and tank the poison. You only take 2 poison damage.
Spit out that poison.
Tasty.
Supple vinaigrette.
Alright. So, before Malaphane's turn...
Enjoy that wordplay, bro?
That was good.
Sorry, what happens before Malaphane's turn?
Yes, thank you, hi!
Sorry.
God! So before Malaphane's turn, you hear, like, the sound of some kind of enchantment coming from the alleyway below the western laser rat.
Oh. I have a sinking feeling.
Alright,
Kind of.
and the rat just kind of looks up, shocked, and then its eyes close and it drops to the ground unconscious.
Does the voice sound familiar?
You didn't hear a voice per se, you heard the sound of casting magic. But Momo, as you look down that way, you can see the one who cast the magic is actually Ari from the Fiery Grog Tavern.
Oh shit.
Yes.
Oh!
Ari!
Alright, and as
Oh my god, Ari!
as I try to put her back there we go. That was her turn, so now it's Malaphane's turn.
Right, so, I see this giant rat bear pig. It's kind of closing in. I don't like that. So, I'm going to close the gap here. And, yeah, that looks about right. Yeah, I'm going to try and attack it with my crescent blade. Let's do that.
That is a hit.
Alright, and I'm going to check off sneak attack since it is right next to Thav. Let's do that.
Oh! Nice! Welcome to the power of a rogue, bitch! Alright, you plunge your rapier directly into the rat bear pig's eye and then out. The rat bear pig roars and then looks at you, very, very angry.
Very good. Now, let's see.
Excellent.
Let's see what I can do with this then. I think I'm gonna stay where I am. Again, keep the gap closed, but I'm gonna, again, provide assistance to Thab because, again, that thing is kind of stuck on his face. Don't want that, so... Yeah, gonna provide... Yeah, provide another Master of Tactics for advantage on that. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. And it is now Corellian's turn.
I'll say that I heard Momo call out Ari, so I figure that end is covered. So I'm going to move forward about... Yeah, I'm going to move forward to about here, and is the dragon rat out of melee range still, out of 5 feet?
Because you are small, yes, you cannot reach that high.
Excellent. In that case, what I will do is I will use my bonus action to transform my war pig into a whip and then hit it twice. Or attempt to hit it twice, rather.
Okay. The first one misses, more catches its attention, but as it looks down to see what is that noise, you whip it in the face.
You know, I think I'm gonna smite on that second one, so give me a moment.
Okay.
Correct that whip.
There we go.
All
so
right.
Additional 7 radiant.
You wrap the whip around the dragon rat's snout and channel divine energy through it, burning the thing with radiant energy as it goes. And it looks real bad off, but it's still standing.
Jesus.
That's my turn.
Okay. So the dragon rat is going to see if its lightning gets back. It does not. So instead, it's going to flap its tiny little wings, get up in the air a little bit, and then just kind of plop right down next to Corellian, stand up, and try to bite him. That's a hit. That is a hit against Corellian of all people. Corellian with the insane armor class. Alright. It nibbles away at your face.
What is Corellian's armor class?
It's like 18, I think?
Correct, 18.
Damn.
Yeah.
Shield.
It nibbles away at your face, Corellian. And you take 6 piercing damage, plus... plus 2 lightning damage, because its jaws still conduct electricity.
Okay, thank you.
Alright. That is the dragon rat's turn. The laser rat, is going to adjust its gaze over to Malifane and shoot another confusing ray at it. Malifane, I'm going to need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
You got it. Wisdom saving throw. Nice.
Yeah. You feel the confusing laser try to hit your mind, but you just, like, kind of turn over to the laser rat and give it a quizzical look, raising one eyebrow like, what do you think you're doing? But the rat bear pig is still so angry! And it is going to rip into you, first with its tusks. That's a miss. And then with its claws. Yeah, you're just kind of like standing there, ducking and dodging all the way while you're keeping this thing's attention.
Excellent.
Yeah, the rat bear pig's not having a good day right now.
I'm loving this.
Momo, you're up.
Okie pokey Loki dokie. Let me see. I'm going to... My flight range is 60 feet, right?
50.
50. Okay. Pokey poke. Roll 20, I'd appreciate it if you could be less of a...
Please roll 20, stop being a butt.
Hello, Mr. Roll 20?
Hello, Mr. 120! Anyway, Momo's going to fly up here. If that's in his range.
That's easily within your range.
Excellent take. Would I even... Okay. Never mind, I'm going to fly a little bit more. I'm going to try and, get this rat off Fav's face.
Okay, are you, like, physically prying it off or attacking it?
I'm gonna try and physically pry it off. I'm
Cool.
going to use my talons.
That's still an attack. To pry it off is a strength check.
Okay, I'll do that then. Disregard, please.
Use a crowbar.
Not stealth. Frick.
You certainly stealth.
Yeah, you sneak.
I stealthily slip my hand under the rat.
Yeah. You're like, watch out, rat! I'm gonna pull you.
Watch out! I'm coming after you. Okay.
You're like, watch out! I'm gonna pull you.
And then you pull it, but it does not detach the rat. Yeah, the rat is holding fast, unfortunately.
He's fusing. He's becoming one.
One. Trevlon.
The cheap tank.
Right. Okay. Firstly, I'm going to cast Healing Word level 1, just to give Momo just a little bit of a boost.
Thank you.
Great. Well, could have been better, but...
Could have been worse.
Could have been worse.
Better than nothing.
Yeah, you shout some encouraging words to Momo, who heals 4 HP.
Seeing that the rat is still applied, Akin sees the other rat attacking Corellian, decides that's got it covered, and hits the rat in front of him with his rapier.
Alright.
And here we go.
That is a hit.
Nice.
For some reason I did it with disadvantage as well, so great.
Because you still had disadvantage when you were attacking the spider rat on Thavagath, I think is why.
Yeah, I must have not clicked.
Alright.
Oh well.
Oh, wow.
Roll for damage.
Sick. 1 sec.
Alright. You turn, and as the dragon rat is biting Corellian, you stab it with the rapier and get it off with the final. It is now deceased.
Nice.
Nice.
Rippy and Skippy.
Thavagath, there's still a fucking spider rat on your face!
Yeah, I know. Alright. If I use strength to try and wrench this thing... Wait, I might...
To try and rip the spider rat off is an action.
Yeah. Am I still confused, blinded, and suffocated?
You are no longer confused, but you are blinded and suffocating.
Alright, okay. So, much as I want to wail into this big beastie, I have priority. Because I can't rip it into this beastie, as I have no idea where the fuck and I'm suffocating, so I'm gonna use strength to try and pry this.
Cool.
Nice.
You just...
And do you know what I'm gonna do, Alex?
Yeah.
I'm gonna pry it off, and I'm gonna beat the bear pig with it.
You know what? With a natural 20, I'll allow you to just pry off the spider rat, rip it off your face, and then yeet it onto the rat bear pig. The ability only affects creatures that are medium or smaller, the face-hugging thing, but it is now on the rat bear pig's face, and it just kind of slides off with a...
I love that.
Yep, fair enough, it's on.
Alright. The spider rat looks up, dazed, sees Malifane, and just does this standing vertical leap into the air to try and get on his face.
Oh, goddamn.
That fell off the table. Let's see.
In that case, can I change my answer to yeet it as far fucking away as I can?
No.
I think it's a little late for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah. The spider rat leaps onto Malaphane's face now.
Great.
Oh,
Malaphane, you take 6 piercing damage, and you're now blinded and suffocating.
Alright.
It could be worse.
Alright. It is now Ari's turn. Ari is going to walk forward, pick up the unconscious laser rat, drag it back into the alley.
Oh, fuck. That's ominous.
It is ominous.
Mm-hmm. That's spooky. Roll 20, please. Thank you. Okay. Malaphane, there's a rat on you!
So there is.
Fix this.
How can fix this?
You can try to pry it off, or you can just wildly attack even though you're blinded.
Ripping it off requires strength, which I have a -1 modifier, so... But trying to attack randomly is a terrible idea because, let me break out my ruler. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, no.
Pardon me.
Not happening.
I really don't have very many other options. I will attempt to pry it off because I am not doing that to my allies. Here we go.
We believe in you.
That's athletics. Is strength the same thing?
Oh, whoops. Oops.
No, is strength the same modifier, just the -1?
Yes.
Then I'll take it! You pry off the rat!
Oh! Oh, okay.
Yai.
Yeah, nice.
Gasping for air as the rat gets onto you, you put your hands beneath its spidery legs and just push it away and off to the side.
That requires an action?
That was an action, yes.
There's not really anything I can do with movement that I would like to do anyways. So, considering who is in the vicinity of that spider rat thing, I am going to provide support to Momo with tactics. There you go.
Alright. You provide some encouraging words from Momo, just in case Spider Rat goes to apply itself to Momo again. Corellian. Like one of the first sessions, Spider Rat applied rat to Momo.
Oh, right. Shit, I forgot about that.
I was applied rat face. I was bitten by a radioactive spider rat.
Alright, Corellian.
Right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move up, and I am going to go for the laser rat instead with my war pick.
Okay.
Bonus action, transform back, then war pick, so...
Both of those hit.
There we go.
Cool. Alright. You just dig into the eye at the center of the laser rat with your war pick. And that looks like it really hurt it, but it is still just floating there. A little more uneven now, but it's floating there. Alright.
That's fine.
Dragon Rat is dead. Laser Rat is going to fire a laser at Corellian. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Well, that's a 6.
Rip and fucking skip. You are struck point blank by a laser. You take 12 damage.
Maybe I should have given that to Corellian.
And then the
Alright, thank you.
Alright. Then the rat bear pig is going to continue to try and attack Malaphane because it's still so fucking angry!
Yeah.
Alright, this time the tusks hit, and they dig into your side, Malaphane, and They deal 10 slashing damage, and then it's going to wildly claw at you. Let's see. I'm not sure if that hits your AC. It might be cutting it close.
What's the roll?
It was a 15. Your AC is 16. You're
16.
good. Yeah. You just step out of the way of the claws now that you know. Oh wait, shit! Rat bear pig still there.
Do I still? You know, I'm going to use the reaction on that first one. So 5 damage. Is that okay?
Yeah, you uncanny dodge the tusks as they go into your side.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, I am going to attack the rat bear pig with much sorrow in my heart, remembering my dear son. I'm going to use not flaming sphere. No, fireball is different than flaming sphere, right?
Not fireball.
Fireball is different than flaming sphere.
Fireball's the big explosion thingy, right?
Fireball is the big explosion. Flaming sphere summons a floating orb of fire.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Inflict Wounds.
Alright. You will need to... Alright, so, you're like, hold on guys, I got this. Step up past Thavagath, and lay your hands on the rat bear pig, trying to channel divine energy into it. It's not coming out. You tap the rat bear pig again. Nothing happens. The rat bear pig looks over at you.
That was a noise.
That was a noise from the rat bear pig. Trevlon!
Then the rat bear pig's engine is revving. Oh shit. Let me think.
No, my bird son.
I do not want my bird son to be hurt. That'd be bad.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping to avoid that.
How bad do the folk that are fighting the rat bear pig look? Do they look somewhat injured, not injured at all? What are we thinking?
Corellian's looking pretty injured, but Corellian's also got really high armor class.
Okay, if that's the case, I'm going to cast Mass Healing Word, first of all.
Yeah!
Give everyone a big ol' heal, at level 3.
Big heal and...
There you go.
Alright. You shout out some encouraging words, and everyone feels more inspired. Everyone heals 4 hit points.
Hooray!
Thank you.
Thank you!
And
Thank
then...
you, Trevlon.
Thanks. I guess I'm going to try Vicious Mockery again, because I can't I don't feel comfortable trying to shoot a crossbow bolt between, like, 3 people. Probably be bad. I'm just going to... Actually, no, I have a pretty straight... Is that rat currently attacking Mal's face?
No.
The spider rat is off of Mal's face.
I am, in that case, going to... I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery at that very rat. That's not on Mal's face.
Okay.
But is still a definite threat.
Alright.
Detach rat.
You, yell at the rat. What do you say to the rat?
You look like some sort of, drunk man's worst nightmare. Please leave.
The rat is so ashamed that it leaves this mortal coil.
I just tried to do this.
Wait! What?
Wow. Subverting expectations 101. Jesus fuck.
That rat died. Very bad.
Yes, it did.
Infused with energy, your words just insult the rat so hard it's fucking dead.
Leaves this mortal coil. Jesus fuck.
Thavagath.
Right. Well, I guess I'll just move over here to make it more clear instead of standing on either Momo or thingy.
You can just push Momo aside.
Pig
I shall
bird
do
up
that.
my head.
Yeah. You give Momo such a look as you get him away from trying to use inflict wounds on the giant rat bear pig.
Reposition bird. And I,
Reposition?
attack this little bitch twice.
Both of them hit.
Boy.
Damn right they do.
Nice.
Alright. With a frenzy, you launch yourself at the rat bear pig, hacking away at it until it's in 3 distinct chunks: rat, bear, and pig.
Damn.
It is very important to you that all of them are in separate piles. You don't understand, Thavagath. Alright. Ari, goes further into the alleyway, and by this point, you don't have line of sight.
Do we know that she... Okay.
Wait, hold on. Did she just take the unconscious rat?
Yes. Malifane.
Interesting.
Step. Oh, wait. Layering.
I shall move rat to the bottom, so that you may step upon rat.
I will step
Rat
upon
grip
rat. This is horrible. Yeah, I'm going to attack it with my rapier again, because I can do. Can do I.
Alright. That's a miss.
Is there anything else I can do? I don't think
You,
there is.
You look kind of squeamish as you step on the dead rat body, and that distracts you enough to miss the floating rat.
You know what? No, I'm gonna hold my ground, and since Corellian is here, I'm gonna offer tactics one last time. Or I hope one last time. I don't know how much health this thing has. Move ahead of me. I'm gonna stop talking.
It is now Corellian's turn.
Alright, going for laser rat. Yeah.
Wait a minute. What does the light thing do again? The aura?
That's my aura for bonuses on saving throws.
Oh, saving throws. Okay.
Correct.
Both of those hit.
Damn.
Fed up with fighting this fucking rat, you just launch yourself into it, and blood spurts from the giant eyeball as the rat collapses to the ground.
Good riddance.
The rat.
Cleans off Warpick.
The rats
Destroy.
are deceased.
Well, that's the mess. But where's the culprit?
Are there any other rats in the area?
These look to be the only rats in the area. Or rather, let me rephrase that. You're in the slums, so there's probably rats everywhere. There aren't any mutant rats in the area.
Thank you.
Did anybody see any sign of anybody around here? Shit, where is he? Nobody saw, Daraking around here, anywhere.
Not that I could.
Remind me of the mermaid lady's name again.
Ari.
Ari, thank you. I saw Ori, the dancer, in the back alley over there.
You did? Where did she go?
I'm not sure. I flew over here as fast as I could after I saw her kill. I don't think she killed one of the rats for us.
Is there a trail anywhere?
Well, it's back in that alley. Carlin sort of points over to that direction.
Alright.
Did she leave a trail behind?
The rat was unconscious, so there is no blood trail to follow. It just goes right into the alleyway.
Does Trevlon know if this alley leads anywhere in particular?
This... You know what? Since you've lived in the slums, I'm gonna say make a history check.
Okay, here we go. Let's see if Trevlon's street smarts are up to snuff.
This particular alleyway is a dead end. There is technically a fire escape in here, but unless it's down already, good luck getting up anywhere from this alleyway.
Trevlon would like to move further in, that knowledge in mind.
Okay. You step into the alleyway.
Right here.
Looks empty.
Any sign of an open window, or... You said there was a fire escape. Does it look like it's been pulled down?
Make a perception check. Trevlon, make a perception.
Bang.
There we go. Okay, so here's the thing. It does look like it's been pulled down, but then it just kind of abruptly stops midway through, like it just ceases to exist, it looks like.
Huh. Like, does a part of it missing?
Yeah, it's like, it should be down, but it just is completely cut off halfway through.
Revlon looks to Momo and goes, "Do you think you could fly up and see what the hell's happening up there? This fire escape's missing. Like, part of it is, and it's not allowing any of us to really climb up. Oh, you could alleviate this issue."
Yeah, of course. I fly up to
Wait.
see bird's eye view.
What do you mean part of it's missing?
As in, it's... you know how things, like, say, for example, I have a ladder, and,
Right.
it's a certain length, and it's supposed to do a certain thing. It can go a certain distance. Part of it's, like, half of it's just gone.
Have you tried touching it?
Momo, as you fly up, what Trevlon is describing, you don't see at all. It looks like a full-ass fire escape to you, with Ari holding on to the bottom of it, holding the laser rat, as I move her to the token layer. Trevlon, you don't see this.
To Momo and asks, "What do you see?"
I don't understand what you mean. It's all here. And Ari's over here. Do you not see it?
Trevlon,
Can I try and find the strength within me to lift Trevlon up to where he can see?
Are you okay?
Alternatively, I have rope and a grappling hook.
No, I want to prove myself.
Trevlon,
Let me be an anime character.
well, firstly, Trevlon looks to Momo and goes, "You're sure Ari's there?"
Cut out.
You're sure Ari's there, he said.
What do I need to roll to make sure I'm not seeing things?
Make an Arcana check.
Ooh.
Oh boy. Oh. Roll 20, please! Thank you. Play elevator music.
Given that you heard some enchantment, there's probably some magic at work. You don't know.
I'm pretty sure that's her. She's holding the laser rat.
You can see Ari look up at you as you're saying this, put a single palm to her face.
Revlon looks at the, what he thinks, or at least sees as the not working fire escape, and coughs into his hand and goes, "Ari, I'd like to chat if that's okay with you. There's no need to try and confuzzle me."
You hear a sigh, and then this illusory projection disappears from in front of you, Trevlon. Ari turns to you, points to the shell necklace she has on, then points to her mouth, and makes a flat waving motion like no.
As in...
We've been over this. She can't talk in the air.
That's what I was thinking. But she can respond to message, at least. That I do know. Revlon points his finger and casts...
Can she speak common? This is Scott talking.
Yes, she can speak common.
Oh, okay.
Heard before. Her and say, "What's up with that? Hi. Care to explain why you're trying to hide from us? We're not going to hurt you." Anything like that.
Ari says, "There's a wanted poster with my face on it. I figured better safe than sorry."
That's right. That was at the tavern.
I presumably relay this information and point again and say, don't exactly know why you were on a wanted poster, but in this instance, we're kind of... There's bigger fish to fry, and... Rats came from.
I'm just going to assume that you're relaying anything the rest of the party wants to say, so that it's not just you talking to Ari.
Yes.
She says back, well, yes, that's what I'm trying to find out. I figured if I leave this one alive, it'll go back to its master.
Oh.
Do we have a place we could hide her?
If she has the rat in her hand, she doesn't even necessarily need to hide. She can hide herself pretty well. Trevlon,
She smiles as you say she can hide herself pretty well.
Trevlon, points a message and says, I don't know why you're on a wanted poster. All I know is I know for sure why the Rat King is. Find him.
Trevlon, she's a known associate of Toftir who's been framed for something. It's kind of obvious as to why she's on a wanted poster.
I'm just I don't want to sound like completely like, oh, I totally don't believe anything that Toft is. I want to remain somewhat skeptical.
I said he was framed.
I know he's framed.
She's just looking between the two of you like...
We'd be more than happy to help you find, you know, the Rat King.
Alright. And as you say this, as a loud-ass horse runs by in the slums, and Trevlon relays this, she's like, I suppose that would be appreciated. I should have you know, it would probably not be the best idea for me to go with you. Merfolk do tend to attract a lot of attention, even in a port.
What if people didn't see you as a merfolk?
What are you implying?
I mean, does anybody have a spell that can disguise someone else? I can...
Not a spell per se. Though I... Excuse me 1 second.
Yeah. I worry where this is going.
I do have a spare outfit. Disguise. Okay, meta disguise kit. That's what this is. I do have a spare outfit that I picked up on my travels.
Something that could disguise.
She looks over your disguise kit, looks over at you, motions for Trevlon. Trevlon, you point over so she can message you back, and you hear, honey, my skin is blue. It's going to take a lot of makeup to pull this off.
Momo kind of like puts a finger up, like, Trevlon, would prestidigitation work at all on? Help.
Prestidigitation.
Even if we do have the. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Prestidigitation can do small stuff, but changing its skin color, no, that's not in its wheelhouse. Trevlon points messages and says, "Come, I understand that. However, if you have a plan to find the Rat King without, coming along, relay it, and we'll try and make sure that it goes through."
She's like, plan was to move this rat somewhere where it gets confused as to what it was doing, so that it goes back to its master and gets further orders. I suppose I could follow it, and then, once I figure that out, relay that information to you. I have no idea how long that's going to take, because, well, I can't exactly move very quickly through the city. Unless we're lucky and it happens to be at the port, in which case, then we're all good. Since, merfolk.
This, then says, I don't suppose any of us have, we still have to discuss with the rat folk, the Okiti, and we definitely do waste on that front.
We'll still have to take care of the bid. We're running low on time.
We are.
Alright.
She'll be able...
Sorry, go ahead.
Yep, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Fuck, okay. I guess I'm going ahead. So we're going to be able to get this bid sorted and also follow the rat at the same time. I think it's best to leave it with Ari.
What do you mean?
As in, whilst Ari is doing the business of finding the Rat King, we can go and try and find a way to get the money.
Sounds good to me. I mean, who knows how long it'll take for that rat to wake up and then make its way back to its master, and, you know, there's no guarantee that it would have the intellect to say, or realize that it's being followed, at the very least, so there's a good chance that the Rat King wouldn't make any particular moves, so to speak.
I think that makes sense. Trevlon points a message at Ari and says, message us when you have the chance. Before I forget, why are you so interested in Glimkanor?
She answers back, who?
A kid.
And then she answers back, well, he's wanted for what my employer is framed for. I figure the sooner we get him, the sooner we get all this mess behind us.
Damn fine thought. And Trevlon nods and smiles in agreement. And, the rest of the party and goes, right, I say we go our separate ways, try and get this bid sorted while Ari finds, the person who's been ruining, Toftia's life. Not intentionally, but certainly been doing it.
If we're splitting up, then who's taking care of what?
So, when we spoke to Goldtooth...
You're cutting out like mad, dude.
It's happening, but that's cool. We spoke to Goldtooth. Remind me what he mentioned about, you know...
Walrus, you're cutting out real bad.
I don't know why this is happening. I'm really sorry about this. One moment.
Rip and skip my stream.
A bit better. In terms of
say something.
Not cutting out.
Anything.
Well, you're not cutting out. Mic quality is shit, but I guess we'll live with it.
Yeah, just deal with it for now. Trevor was saying, what exactly, what did Goldtooth want in terms of, like, payment for the bid, you know?
Well, he wanted us to go and investigate. Well, you know, the whole things were going missing from his vault. He was pretty sure it would be the Okiti in some way, form, or fashion, so he wanted us to figure that out and investigate it. Yeah, that was basically it. And then, in return, he would help us with the bidding.
Basically what we've been doing.
I believe the implication was that he was going to help with the counterbid while we went and did that, but I wasn't completely clear on that.
Okay. Right.
By the way, the number to beat would be 120,000.
120,000.
Right.
Jeez.
Right.
Mm-hmm. This is a pickle. This is a big pickle, and I am. Trevlin points a message at Ari and says, "Remind me how much the Rat King's bounty is."
Let me actually generate that bounty. Woo! So that's that. 70 gold.
Yeah, that's not enough. Sugar. So. Bid at the auction house. Do we actually have to have the money on hand?
You do not have to have the money on hand, presumably, but you have to confirm who's got it for you. Otherwise, anyone could just go up and say, I have $1 billion gold!
It's fair.
We could always go back to the ship and see if Jemvik is willing to pool resources for a counter bid, because they had that money guaranteed.
I will say, by the time you get to the ship, it'll probably be too late to get to the auction house and make your counter bid, because Nalur Nalad made it this morning, and you're very quickly running out of time.
Oh,
Right.
Jesus. Ari, Trevlin points a message at Ari and goes, do you know anybody who has lots of money and hates the banker of this town?
She sends a message back. I try to focus only on the who has lots of money part, honestly.
Okay.
So Phil is busy dealing with stuff, but he has said in text chat, run to the auction house!
I agree.
I don't have anything. We don't have anything better to do. So yeah, let's see if.
Let's just do it. Let's
go
to the auction house. Let's do it.
Alright, you say goodbye to Ari, say you'll meet later, and sprint for the auction house.
Naruto run!
Whee!
I wish I had a recorder.
Alright. And when you get to the auction house, you see Nalur Nalad is there with a couple of hired hands, and they are busy interrogating. They're busy interrogating Remeg, actually, who is there for whatever reason.
Oh my god!
Remeg's just like sitting on a bench, just kind of looking between Nalur and the guards, answering questions as best he can. Doesn't seem to have noticed you yet.
Trev would like to try and intervene and ask what's happening to my associate here.
Nalur looks over at you as you walk over, smiles as you mention associate.
Oh dear.
Well, you see, it would appear sometime during the night that this Ratman had gotten quite a source of, well, let's be honest and call it what it is, quite a lot of money, and deposited it here. And I'd just like to know, where on earth did he get it? And Remeg says, I told you, it's part of the Okiti Horde.
Trev looks at Nalura and says, mate, have you even been on their ship?
I know it's not enough to hold 125,000 gold pieces on the ship. It's not that big.
Trevlon smiles and says, Why do you think they keep it on the ship? And I'd like to roll persuasion here.
What are you trying to persuade him of?
That they wouldn't need to put all of that money on the ship. They don't keep it there, basically.
You know what? I'm gonna go with it.
They have a different place.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Don't fail me now, lips.
Alright.
It's not bad.
He smiles and says, well then, as the Ratman's associate, would you mind telling me where that is? After all, if it came from entirely legitimate sources, then we have nothing to fear. If it didn't, then I'm afraid the Okiti have no business auctioneering with stolen goods.
I don't do this out loud. Trevlon smiles. Do a stealth check and quick quickly point a message at Remig?
Sure, make a stealth check. You're good.
Trevlon continues smiling and says, "Where would the Okiti hide treasure? Please tell me, oh god."
Remeg messages back, "I think that would be a really bad idea to tell you right now."
Trevlon... no, Trevlon wasn't even trying to...
Well,
he didn't know that it's true. Oh, shit.
Well, the Okiti function as part of a collective. They managed to pool a number of resources together for their last bid. It only makes sense that they would continue to do so for subsequent bids.
Nice.
Besides, it's no surprise, it's no secret that the Okiti are trying to get this land back for their people. It's quite a community bid, honestly. It's not just the one ship full of rats, as you might put it. It's a community of people trying their best to come together.
Alright. Nalur slowly nods, expression not changing. I see. Well, if the source is indeterminate, then I suppose an inspection of the goods themselves is our only recourse. Just to make sure there's no funny business going on.
How long would verifying something like that take?
That's a good question, actually.
Probably a couple of hours. As we are approaching the deadline for the auction, it would be a priority for the invested parties to get it done as soon as possible.
Trevlon nods and says, "That makes a lot of sense. I think it would be perfectly reasonable for you to conduct this investigation. We have nothing to hide. Excuse me, though. I would quite like to chat with my
Alright.
if I may."
Alright. Nalur leans back in his seat and just watches.
Trevlon escorts Remig a little away from Nalur's hearing range. Back a little bit.
Okay.
As he does so. And goes, "Kind of bluffing about the whole storing the hoard somewhere else. That's real?"
Do you honestly expect us to keep all that money on the boat? We only keep most of it there.
Okay, no, I don't think... Do you actually have that much cash?
Yeah, it's in the pile. They're storing it in the vault so that no one tries to rob it. And let me tell you, by the way, hauling all of that across town was hard.
So, oh my gosh, wow, okay. Okay. Remig, you just kind of saved our bacon here. We needed that time.
Remig.
Yes?
Should the whole, veracity of the non-stolen good things, Crowley leans in real close and just real low says, "How fucked are we?"
I really hope you have additional funding. We cannot really give much more than this.
I mean, we have, let me look back at my notes real quick. We put forth 105... Yeah, we put forth 105k, I believe. It was Stormkirk and Lionbelly combined. And then if the Okiti have 100 and... How much?
125,000.
125,000. If we pool all that, then that would be, 230,000 in total.
Are you sure that Mr. Stormkirk would be okay with that?
Stormkirk isn't exactly paying as much attention of how we do this.
Yes, Stormkirk literally said, "I don't care, just to get it done."
Okay, well, I think he would really need to know how bad this is getting. Would you mind asking him anyway? I mean, just for my sake, please.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
probably a good idea. Momo,
Yeah,
If you would.
I got it.
hate
What
to
do I
put
say?
you into the. Situation escalating. Time running out. Only hope is to pool funds with Okiti. We have hours.
Momo relays, sends a spell.
Alright. You hear back. Are you insane? You're trusting Okiti. I'm trying to make the slums usable. I can't if they're infesting it. The Okiti run counter to the plan. No deal.
He said the Okiti run counter to the plan, and there's no deal.
Remeg's eyes go wide, and he's like, I really want to swear right now.
I'll do it for you. Fuck. I really hope we do have potential. It's just that Giovanni Goldtooth wants to know about his vault and his tooth, and he would give us funding. But obviously, that's kind of a no-go also, isn't it? Shit.
Well, there is the other option, and
What's that?
that is we get the information, the actual damning evidence against the lad now, and we give it to Goldtooth, and we get rid of that aspect of the competition.
Nulad takes a sip from a wine glass as you're saying this.
Fuck off. No. It's gonna be hard, but honestly, we're running out of options here.
Well, let's
What choice do we have?
go help try and find Captain Vince, I guess.
Ah, boy, this is not the day I planned we were gonna have today.
Yeah.
Remig also looks like really worried and really fidgety now.
Remig, take us to the boss. We gotta stop planning this, and we gotta stop putting this into action soon.
Okay. Remeg nods and leads you back into the slums. But instead of heading for the Black Lightning, he turns toward a tavern instead, as I pull up what the name of that tavern is, because I have it written down. Ha-ha!
Ah.
Yeah. He leads you towards a tavern known as the Running Bell. As I write that down in the chat.
Good name.
Yeah. And he turns to you and says, he's probably in here getting a drink. He usually is by now.
Oh boy. Wait, didn't we plan like a heist? Like, let's just go ahead and chat to him.
Okay. You go in to the Running Bell. It is, it's actually pretty well maintained for a tavern in the slums. Like, it's clean. The furniture is polished. And there are some tall bronze support beams that curve up toward the ceiling and are holding up a cracked bell. In the slums, there are a bunch of, halflings and humans in ratty-looking clothing, and speaking of rats, there are a bunch of Okiti. Among them is Jemvik, who is cheering on a bunch of his fellow Okiti as they drink a whole lot.
Oh boy.
Trevlon walks. Trevlon sort of nudges Remick to walk with him, like to say, "Hey."
Remig understands and follows.
And walks forward to Jemvik Kilakavila and to get his attention.
Jimvik turns and is like, "Back so soon? How was the business with the rats and the screaming and all that?"
They were a nuisance, but we managed to get it all sorted out. We'll be following up on that soon to make sure it doesn't happen again. Long story. Seen it all before. We'll fix it this time. We have news, big news, and you're gonna have to listen to it because it's gonna be. Is there a seat anywhere I can sit down at?
Are you asking this out loud?
No, like in to you specifically.
No, the seats are packed. Especially around Jemvik's table.
Right, I guess I'll stand. Why don't you explain what's just happened?
Are you saying that to Remig?
Yeah.
Remig steps forward. Well, they're going to do investigation into the Horde to make sure nothing is stolen. And then he gives Jemvik a look, says something in Okiti, Jemvik says something back. And then Remig continues. And I am pretty sure if the banker makes another bid, we are fucked. Jemvik gasps, "Oh my god, you swore! You're a man now!" And gives Remig a condescending pat on the back. And all the Okiti cheer, and Remig just kind of like curls up into a ball.
I love him so much!
Poor boy!
Oh, he's a beautiful boy! He's a beautiful animal!
He did swear!
Momo just goes up and like rubs his back, like, it's okay. It's alright.
Trev looks at Jemvik and says, "The point being, we need to get this thing done, and done quick. Competition is eliminated, so to speak."
Jemvik smiles. "You really should consider your phrasing and who you're talking to."
Okay. Our mutual friend is no longer playing our fun game.
Okay, well now you just sound childish, so I'm just going to get to the point. When there is a bunch of running and screaming and lasers being fired in town, that tends to make people's eyes open. And when people's eyes are open, it is very, very difficult to pull off a job. Now, could I pull off a job given enough time and resources? Yes, but as you say, we do not have it, and even if I did, they would dismiss the evidence, or the money, whichever we go for, as stolen, which would take us out of the race. You really need to think these things through, Trevlon.
So, what exactly do you have planned to stop him winning?
We make him desperate.
How?
Well, perhaps he just needs a little reminder of where his sister is, yes?
Trevlon, doesn't blink and looks at Jemvik and goes, "Who are in his..."
You cut out a whole lot, my friend.
Or if that's the best course of action, Nulad isn't the sort of person to give in to threats. In fact, he's the sort of person to escalate to. Whatever you're thinking of doing to his dear friend, I don't think it's a wise idea at all.
Well, I don't plan to do anything. I'm just going to, you know, let whatever happens, happens.
One thing, Jemvik, is that Nalur did not seem particularly concerned that his sister was gone at all. In fact, he mentioned that she was more than capable of handling herself, so...
Perhaps. I'd say given a few days of no word, and a complete lack of return on any resources used to find her, maybe then he'll change his tune.
Has he been trying to find her?
You're not the first one who's thought to check the sewers.
True.
You realize that we don't have that sort of time.
We have 24 hours, thanks to our dear friend Remek. Remek just gives a casual wave and goes back to curling into a ball.
Momo's still patting his back.
So the investigation will be clean, so to speak.
I do not trust the eyes of man. They are so easily fooled. They look for what's in front of them and not what's right beneath their noses.
Clear enough for me. 24 hours is his.
So what do we do in the meantime?
Well, we have someone who is... Well, we have a couple of options, I see. First is, we wait for the investigation to clear, we let our time limit be extended once more, we get that sorted. We also have, our secondary interest to take care of, so we might spend some time taking care of that. Otherwise... Jemvik, and says, in your possession. Are you treating it well?
Treating the banker's daughter? I almost said banker's daughter because you're so fucking obsessed with her bringing his daughter.
No. The halfling. One of the other people you guys took.
Oh, you can rest assured I have not lifted a finger. Sorry, let me back up. You can rest assured I have not laid a finger on them.
Alright then. If we manage to get this, if we manage to get our mutual friend out of the runnings, you let them all go?
Well, he says, kind of waving a hand in the air, looking off to the side.
Jemvik Keela Kavila, please tell me you'll let them go.
Make an insight check. Well, it's hard to say what he's doing. Well, it's obvious what he's doing. You're not sure why he's doing it.
Can I take a look at his actions as well?
Sure. I'll say roll separately from Trevlon since you have less of a personal stake in this. I see.
Well,
I see. Anyone else want to try?
Blind man with the chainsaw.
I'll fucking try.
Try it out.
10.
I swear, if it's a 10, I'm going to smash.
10.
9!
Oh, nice. Can I roll since it's a rolling party?
Sure.
Yay!
Oh, Phil also rolled, just...
Oh,
Jesus Christ!
Alright, Corellian, as the most emotionally distant from the situation, you recognize that Okiti delight in basically trickery and word games with people. You get the feeling Jemvik is doing this just to get a rise out of Trevlon.
Reminds me of home sometimes. Anyway, so... Jemvik, you said you needed time, resources. What can we do to help?
He mulls it over, looks it over, and says, well, there is only so many places my eyes can be at once. Whatever investigation you think is going to help you keep our banker friend busy, I would be fine with that.
That's a lot of investigations, Trevlon.
Mm-hmm. Thing to keep our banker friend busy. Okay. I can think of something like that.
In the meantime, all you people look like you've run yourself ragged. You could, stay here for a little bit, try the soup of the day. It's chicken and vegetable. It's pretty good.
I'll give it a try.
You know what? I think I will take you up on that.
I'll do some plotting as I have a little bit of drink and I'll plot at the same time.
Cool. Thavagath is typing. Soup me, baby!
Nice. Perfect.
Alright. So, You go up to the bar. Soup of the day is 11 silver. A mug of ale, actually a tankard of ale to pour for all of you would be 20 silver.
20?
It is a full-ass tankard of ale.
It's like getting a pitcher, you know?
Oh, okay, sorry. I misunderstood.
I'll put down for the tankard.
Cool. And then, as you're looking over and debating whether or not to get the soup of the day, the bartender says, if that's not your style, we've also got the beggar's purse, we've got a gravy train, we got the early bird special since it's still technically morning.
Yeah, that's typing.
Soup of the day, chicken and vegetables, sir.
Just said that. Bitch it, give me 2.
I don't know what bitching means, but you got it, sir. That'll be 22 silver. Alright.
Presumably Thav is doing that.
Presumably Thav is doing that as the kitchen staff gets to work putting together chicken and vegetable soup.
I also want chicken and vegetable soup.
Putting together a lot of chicken and vegetable soup for people.
I'm just having some personal thoughts, out of character.
Alright.
Does it technically count as cannibalism if a bird is eating another bird?
Chickens aren't sentient.
Ouch.
Well, I mean, like, they don't have personhood the same way. They don't have personhood the same way an Eric Cocker would.
Somewhere you can hear Stone Chicken going,
Stone Chicken's not a chicken.
Since you're settling down for lunch, I will count this as a short rest.
Yay!
Excellent. I will take that.
I guess I'll pay half for the tankard. By the way, whoever do that.
Sure, I'll put 10 silver back in my purse then.
Retroactively put the silver back in. All right.
I thought I said I wanted to help out with that.
You might have cut out.
Cool. All right. Everyone who wants soup gets their soup. Heals up overeating. Over the course of lunch, I'm going to roll and see what rumor you hear.
Woo! If I roll a good enough perception, can we get more than one rumor?
Sure, yeah.
I've done this before, I can do it again!
Okay. Hey! Alright.
I am the Emperor of Eavesdropping.
So, Malifane, as you're looking around enjoying your soup, you see one human woman sitting at the window, staring longingly towards the docks, and crying a little bit. Meanwhile, everyone else hears there's a clatter of dishes, and as you look over, you see a Goliath at a table who's yelling at his friends, "No, I did see a dragon! A real one! How dare you call me a liar!"
No one threatening me about what is best in life this time?
No one is threatening you about what is best in life. Alright.
Okay, good.
That was perked up about the dragon.
That was perked up about the dragon. The Goliath's table mates laugh at him. Right, sure. A dragon swooped in from the sky, breathed lightning at you, and you're fine. Dragons haven't been seen in Irion for what? How long? At least, well, not alive ones anyway. Yeah. Thabakath is not available on mic right now, so that's why he's text chatting. Anyway, yes, you were saying?
I was going to ask, could I roll insight to see if the Goliath believes what he's saying?
Yes.
Trying to tell his truth, basically.
He seems to genuinely believe he saw a dragon.
Interesting.
I am... Ooh, I don't know how to go about this because I am terrible with words, but I am kind of curious about the woman.
Do you want to point out the crying woman? That's a start.
That is a start, yes. It's like someone is in a bit of a crisis right now.
Could be a person who's trying to deal with, you know, a lot of things have been happening over the past couple days. Could be a result of one of the many things that happened.
Is there anything about her body language, or anything she has on her person, or anything like that?
Make a perception check.
Another one.
Another one.
Another one.
Alright. Another one. Body language is mostly sitting, looking at the window, crying harder and harder the longer she stares. And she seems to be, fidgeting with something in her hands. With your elven eyes, you stare at what it is. It looks like some sort of trinket. You recognize this trinket as the same one a lot of sailors in and around Port Mirandu carry.
I wonder if she's looking for someone, or I wonder if she's missing someone, rather.
Well, missing wouldn't be surprising. I could ask if you're wanting to know more, unless you wanted to have a go at that.
I can join you.
Yeah, come along.
All right.
All right.
Towards the crying woman.
The two of you stand up, walk towards the crying woman. A waiter sees you, gets in the way, stands between you. He's like, "Best let that one go. She's been like this for every single week she's been in here."
Do you know what happened?
She was married to a crewman, ran swamp caravan runs up and down in southern Irion. Lizard folk got to him.
Can I roll history about the lizard folk?
Yeah.
I'm gonna join you on that. Take advantage.
Cool. You've got advantage. All right. So the lizard folk in Irion. Normally, lizard folk are relatively chill people. Don't go into their territory and they won't mess with you. Lizard folk in Irion are way meaner. They're big, burly alligator men that are very, very nasty to anyone in their territory and tend to raid other people. They haven't gotten especially far out of southern Irion because elves and centaurs kind of have a pact hey, you see any lizard folk where they're not supposed to be, we should probably go kill them. But down in the southern swamps of Irion, they are terrible, they show no mercy, and they're pretty insane. So it is very, very likely that the lizard folk did, in fact, kill and or eat this woman's husband.
Jesus, who put a clock in their stomach?
Also, slight reminder, but, the members of the Shizentei that came up to Batran's Hall were chasing a lizard folk.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
and
true.
yeah. Okay, anyway, sorry. Back.
No, that's good, thank you. It's terrible.
Does she take drinks? Does she eat things here? What does she... if I could buy a round for her, I'd like to do that.
We usually get her some bread and water, let her stay there. Other than that, usually prefers to be left alone. Keeps, holding out hope that he's gonna come back one day. Ship came home, he didn't, so that's unlikely.
Ship was it, if you know the one?
Now that I think about it, they don't tend to name swamp skiffs, but since not naming a ship's real bad luck, that would explain why they met the lizard folk. Didn't hear that from me?
I certainly didn't.
Understood. Poor thing.
I say we leave her alone.
Okay.
Keep an ear out for anything about the swamp folk. It's a long shot, but you never know. Could be something interesting.
I doubt I'll miss anything.
All right. And with that, you all finish your lunch. Unless you wanted to talk to the Goliath, since I know Thavagath does, but obviously Thavagath is not in a talkie point right now.
We want to talk to the Goliath, personally.
We could relay for him, or transcribe for him, or whatever.
That would be kind of awkward pacing-wise, because typing is not fast.
Trevlon, I think, wants to chat to the Goliath anyway, so that'd be fine.
Cool. All right.
I think he will do that.
Damn you, words per minute!
By this point, the drinking companions of the Goliath have gone back to actually drinking, and the Goliath is leaning back and sulking.
Oh.
Trevlon walks up with his notebook and a quill, and is there a spare seat?
There is indeed a spare seat.
Trevlon sits down by the seat and coughs politely and says, didn't happen to notice, well, Dragon earlier. I'm curious as to why everybody decided to leave you alone. That sounds like a big story.
He nods and says, yeah, and turns to his companions, yeah, it does sound like a big story! And the companions just laugh harder.
Ask, where did you spot this thing?
Up north, around, God, I was making a trip back from Myrdeal, and then I just heard this roar and then this screech, and up above me the shadow blotted out the sky, and lightning just shot down. Had to have been a dragon. I don't know anything else that could do that.
Does Trevlon?
Does Trevlon what?
Does Trevlon know anything that flies and shoots lightning and is big? That isn't a dragon?
That isn't a dragon. Make a nature check. Dragon seems to be the most obvious conclusion.
That does seem to be the most obvious conclusion when it comes to what it could be. I don't really think of anything that flies and shoots lightning. If you remember.
Sorry, say again?
Where exactly was it going?
Last I remember it was flying west or so.
Are there any, Alex, are there any settlements west of that direction that I would know about?
Let me check the map.
The map!
West of Myrdeal would be the Greater Hawk Steppe, so it's possible there are, like, small villages and stuff there, but, like, not any major settlements on the level of Port Mirandu or Demdor or anything like that.
Mate, are you... for a living, if I ask?
Oh my god! You cut out again! I am going to eat something.
If I might ask.
Yeah, what does this guy do for a living?
That's
what I want to know.
What does this guy do for a living? I'm a mountain climber. I help people climb mountains and then climb back down because they're real bad at it.
Okay. West of where you were. I'm a journalist, and this story sounds bloody interesting.
Okay.
I would like to pay you to keep on that thing's trail.
How about fuck no? I am not dealing with the dragon.
No, I'm not saying deal with it. I'm saying monitor it.
And when it spots me, I am going to be a toasty man, and I would like to keep on living, so no. I am very much content to stay as far from there as possible.
Technically, you'd be a zapped up man, but fair enough. Okay. That's... oh, shit, okay. Okay. Well. For it. If I find anything important or hear anything rumor-wise up that way, I will keep on that. Time that you hear about dragons, it'll probably be in the in the times of Port Mirandu. So, yeah, thanks for tipping me off on that. I appreciate it.
All right, he says, and takes another swig of ale.
Hey, Trev. Well, Malifane, weren't the Greater Hawk Steps? Wasn't that around where those kids came from?
I think they mentioned that. Yeah, now that you mention it.
I remember that being the case.
Did we ever get how long ago they were displaced? I can't seem to recall.
I don't think you did.
Hmm.
Did I read anything in the book, or...?
In which book again?
At the library, did it say anything about any... I don't know.
That book would not have said anything about when the Morlocks would have been kicked out of their home. It was not written that recently.
Understandable.
Best guess you have, at least a few weeks, maybe a few months, given how long they had been traveling with Sylvester.
Considering how recent their travels were, it couldn't have been that long ago.
How long would it be for that Goliath to come from Merdil to here, in terms of days, do you think?
Assuming he walked and did not get a boat or something. Oh god. I'm calculating it out. It would take 7 days just to reach the land bridge to the southern half of Irion, so take that as you will.
7 days.
Well, could line up. The Goliath took a while to get back to Port Mirandu, and well, if those kids were only on the road pretty recently, displacement happened, which is, well, that's concerning, to put it mildly.
Mildly indeed. It's something to think about. Although I don't think that bringing it up with them would be any significant help. You know, with the whole.
Quick!
Yeah.
Did you see anything?
Crawling
Did you
waved the claw in
see-
front of their face, like being, you know, the whole blind thing. Yeah.
Well, I will. If we hear anything coming from the from those steps, then and an ear open as well.
Yeah. So, figure out any plotting.
We need to do something that's going to distract or really get Nilad's attention. And that Nilad has a special interest in apart from his bank. I suppose to a lesser extent his sister.
I have an idea, but it's a bit of a stretch.
We're kind of in stretch phase at the moment, so I'm all ears.
Well, if Captain Vince is still within his hold perhaps isn't the right word. If Captain Vince and the rest of the OKT who were kidnapped are still being held, making a direct move against their captors, whoever is holding them, should Nalor be indeed the one pulling said strings, it would definitely put pressure on him from that angle as well.
But that would probably involve breaking into one of his buildings, and that would we're trying to build a good relationship with Goldtooth, and
that's assuming that they would be being held in one of his buildings. Because it seems like he'd be the type to maybe distance himself from anything that is, you know, below the letter of the law, but that's just an assumption on my part. At least openly distant, I mean.
From what I saw, the Nulad, he has overconfidence to the nth degree. I could see him using a bank to hold people in. Alex, could I roll something to determine whether or not there might be any other place that Nulad might use to hold people?
Make an investigation check. Well, you're not sure, assuming that Nulad wouldn't just hold them in a bank or in his house, what areas Nulad would own that would hold the rats, or the Okiti, rather. You do know that he has bought large sections of the slums, but searching those could take days, even with a bunch of Okiti looking through the slums themselves to go find Captain Vince. However, remembering old Rand's advice that maybe the Okiti would be holding some of their stolen goods in the cellars of businesses, and knowing that there are any number of businesses that may or may not be legitimate or may not be fronts, your best idea is that, perhaps, through one of these businesses, any one of these businesses, you might be able to find them. So, you think your best choice is going to the market and just going into shops and checking to see if there's anything that looks off or not, and keeping that in mind for a potential break-in later.
Well, so apart from, just keeping it in a bank or keeping people in his house, Nulad owns land in the slums, owns properties.
Right.
Places that do business. And, well, it's not unheard of to stash stolen goods in one's side businesses, perhaps to keep perhaps as a sort of stealthy, sort of right under the nose sort of tactic. Go window shopping and see if we can spot anything suspicious in terms of the businesses that Nulad
might be our best option.
It's as
what do you think?
It's as good an option as any, I guess. Especially because we can't really take any direct action, so...
We cannot. How about we go and have a little wander through the market and see what we find?
Alright.
Alright. So, you head out of this... Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, just something really quick before we leave. Carleen would have overheard the waiter talk about the woman in the window, right? At the window, rather.
Probably. If not, I will assume that Malifane and Trevlon just shared that info.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we would share that.
As we go to leave, Carleen sort of lags behind a little bit and sort of gently approaches the table and
the waiter again looks over at you, violently shakes his head upon seeing that you're a kobold.
Carleen just sort of nods and then follows out.
Alright. Okay, you head out of the tavern and enter into the marketplace of Port Mirandu. As it has been all these times before, it is pretty damn bustling.
So where do we start?
Well, first, does Trevlon have any understanding of which businesses are actually funded by Nulad or owned?
Make a history check. There's a lot of these today. Whee! No! You have no idea!
Alright, here's a different question. Does Nulad only seem to deal with people that are to his, is he picky about who he deals with? Does he deal with, people who are of his own, sort of status and stuff like that?
No. He is a banker and a moneylender. Anyone who needs a loan, he will deal with.
Okay, so it could be anybody. First of all, we should keep our ear out and have a listen around, see if we can hear, or, well, maybe ask around.
It might be God. Or not. I'm sorry, you keep cutting out.
Me too. Which is this is very frustrating.
This is a cursed stream.
Okay, so right, it might be a good idea to keep an eye out on newer businesses. If Nalur, he's a moneylender, therefore it runs to logic. A newer business might be more in need of money, or a business that might be struggling. So that's something.
Bad shout. I think unless we manage to pick up any information on the way there, I think we should have a look around for some new and fancy establishments. Perhaps not. Well, that's not fancy, but new for sure.
All right. Make an investigation check.
Will do.
Oh, you find a bunch. Just within the first 10 minutes of searching, you find. Let me copy and paste these names because they may be a little tricky. You follow the smell of fish to a glass enclosed store called Dark Shore Gwell's Exotic Fish Mart. You find another place called Togwart's False Teeth and Barbers. And there is one more building that you find quickly called the Griffin Training Mercantile Company, associated with the Pegasus Training Brotherhood. All of them kind of have that newly mortared brick and stone look and smell to them.
Alright then, we've got 3 establishments to peruse. We don't want to give any sort of information away that we're looking for people. Hell, don't even mention Nalur if possible.
Can griffins even be trained?
I assume so. The same way any other creature could be.
Griffins are... I would assume that yes, but only very, very carefully.
Here's the thing. If the cockatrice was able to be trained, then I assume anything can be with time and effort.
Yeah, but not everyone has that raw skill, talent, ability.
Let me just pull up a picture of Chicken Bait so that you know who's got all this raw skill, ability, aptitude.
Luck.
There he is. Raw skill. Raw skill.
Pure,
They may not like
raw,
it, but this is
untamed, uncut skill.
Good. That's good.
What a guy.
A golden god.
You may not like it.
Are there
this
actually
is peak performance.
Are there actually any griffins around the Griffin Trading Mercantile Company, or is it just one of those businesses that has that sort of name?
I'm not even going to have you make a perception check. No, there aren't any fucking griffins anywhere near the Griffin Trading Mercantile Company.
Oh,
how fucking ripoff.
What a jiff.
Can you even train Pegasus? Okay, I don't want to jump to conclusions.
Fire
unless
Emblem.
it's sort of a...
Yes, you can.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but unless there's some sort of inside joke to the name, that name sounds a little, off. I mean, I could see a need for fish, I can see a need for false teeth and barbers, and both combined, but, no griffins.
Well, the establishment, but if it's already lying to us, start somewhere for places that are sketchy. How about we start there?
If you honestly think this is sketchy, then okay.
Perhaps not sketchy, but just fucking stupid. And I'm
curious at this point.
Yeah,
I just want to know.
I just want to know. Let me understand this person, whoever did this. I want to know. Real bad.
Alright, let's go.
Alright.
Do it. Yeah.
You head into the Griffin Training Mercantile Company. On the wall, there are, like, several custom saddles, a bunch of hay. Along the side corner, there are several bags of feed. There are no griffins inside, either. But there is a guy behind the counter, bald with an eye patch, who is talking to a couple members of the Port Mirandu Guard as you come in.
I'm actually interested in the saddles, but yeah, inspect those, try to listen in.
Cool.
Yes, let's eavesdrop.
Make a perception check to eavesdrop.
Who will do that? Who wishes to take over perception duty?
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw!
I'm not good at this.
I am the Emperor of Eavesdropping.
Alright, in that case, I'll say the Corellian is looking at the saddles. They are definitely not, like, sized and shaped for horses. It is entirely possible that they are, like, custom-made for griffins, even though you don't see any damn griffins in here. Malifane, you eavesdrop, and, you hear one of the guards that's talking to the eye patch guy say, "So let me get this straight. You've got accessories, you've got food, and you don't sell griffins." And the man behind the counter says, "This is the Griffin Training Mercantile Company, not the Griffin Mercantile Company. It says so on the sign. We do not sell griffins. You'll have to bring your own. Why is this so hard?"
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Whilst the guards and the very frustrated person is arguing, would I be able to roll investigation to possibly snoop around?
Sure.
Trevlon, snooping as usual, I see.
Thanks for Botnik.
Alright, the owner is distracted so he doesn't notice as you look around, mess around with some of the bags of feed, making sure there's no trapdoors under there. It looks like no. The place has, like, a little sunroof that looks like it opens up so that if griffins were to be here, they could just fly straight down in. But it doesn't look like there's any secret compartments to hide people in.
Who would have thunk?
Nice, fresh mussels from the sea.
I'm sorry, I'm just loving the background noise.
Yeah.
Okay. Trevlon looks to the group and shakes his head as if to say, "Nah, this place is clean."
Actually, I wanna wait and ask the guy at the counter where they get their custom saddles done.
All right.
I
will wait outside.
And if they do barding, or if they know someone who would do custom barding.
You walk up and ask, and the guy says, "Well, I've actually got a griffin back home, but apparently Customs is like, you can't bring that thing in here, it's a monstrosity, it'll eat us all. So, while I'm waiting to get those papers all sorted out, I just show some of the saddles I had made for her. I suppose if, like, you did somehow manage to get a griffin in here, I could probably make a saddle for it."
Curly nods. Would you be able to make saddles or barding for other flying or not necessarily griffin but slightly unusual creatures?
Well, we are associated with the Pegasus Training Brotherhood, so there's that. That's way easier, though. That's basically just a horse anyway, so...
Slightly more unusual than a horse with wings?
I can do griffins and I can do Pegasus. I don't know what you're implying.
Right. Thank you for your time. I just have a giant weasel or a giant stoat that I would like to outfit. That's all. Anyway, thank you. If I ever get a griffin, you bet you I'll be back.
All right, he says.
Wait, he doesn't have any reaction to the giant weasel comment?
Okay, at this point,
He owns
what
a
would
griffin.
you react to if you? Yeah,
He owns a griffin, Malafin.
Fair. Wait, why are you saying Malafin? This is Scott talking.
Okay.
He owns a griffin, Scott.
He owns a griffin, Scott. You want to know what he owns, Scott? It's a griffin. He owns a griffin, Scott.
Wait. Time out. Does he own a griffin?
Owns a griffin.
Yeah. Hey, Lois. People are making botting for me.
Oh, that makes me laugh too much, and I'm sorry.
I want pictures.
Hey.
Well, that was a wash.
Okay. Right. Well, wash it was. How about this? How about we try Torgwart's False Teeth and Barbers?
I'm willing to try that.
Let's have a look around then, shall we?
All right. You step into Togwart's False Teeth and Barbers. As soon as you step in, the smell hits you. It was fine outside, but like, oh shit, it really smells like hair and preservatives in here. Looking around, you can see why there's all sorts of wigs that you think are, like, fairly fresh, and there are sets of false teeth. Some are in jars, some are just sitting out on the counter. The ones on the counter are just like wood or non-tooth material. And currently being served in the False Teeth and Barber store, sitting down on some chairs, eyes closed, having a haircut, are several, like, human men and women. Seem to be having a good time as a bunch of halflings cut their hair. They're standing on stools to do it. It looks hilarious.
I take offense to that.
Why?
We're not inherently hilarious trying to... Okay, we're not inherently hilarious as we try to do normal human things. Okay, come on. Oh, shit.
I mean, you're right.
Try
You
our
have to
best.
admit the juxtaposition of every single person having to do that is kind of amusing, though.
Hey, I will...
Am I wrong?
Yeah, I guess.
Alright, I'll ease off.
Well, let's just go about our business.
Okay. One of us probably needs to cause a distraction whilst one of us also has a look around. Trevlon has an idea, Mr. Corellian, and says, "Pass for a barber."
Sorry, were you asking if you passed for a barber?
Could I?
I mean, Corellian sort of, like, takes a step back, does, like, the once-over on Trevlon, sort of, like,
Slowly
thinks about it, and then, like,
disguise kit.
and then, like, lifts Trevlon's hat off of his head and sort of, like, looks critically at the hair.
Okay,
Like an eccentric
alright.
one.
Yeah, I will admit I don't look like I trimmed my own hair. Not an accident.
I mean, you'd probably be good enough. Puts hat back on Trevlon's head, at least keeping the customer entertained.
Again, slowly raises disguise kit.
I don't know how you could disguise yourself as being part of a profession.
Do these people have uniforms, Alex?
They do indeed have uniforms. Actually, make a perception check.
Perception, baby, yeah.
Perception check noise.
You recognize the uniforms, actually. They look to be painted over with, like, new name tags on them. But these are the name tags that are worn by the staff of a food store called The Bounty.
What do I know about the Bounty?
The Bounty is run by a bunch of halflings. And they sell food. Like, fruits, vegetables, cheese wheels. They've been known to sell whole oxes for the people who want to butcher their own meat. They'll happily butcher it in store, though.
All right. Final question: is there a back entrance to this building?
To the barbershop?
Yes.
From what you've seen, looks like no.
Trevlon, thinking I could disguise myself to, have a deeper look around, but be difficult to blend in. Guys, has a think and looks to everybody else and goes, you know what? You know what would be a really good position to actually have a look around in this place? Actually getting a haircut. So, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to get one, and I'm going to have a good...
Alright, so...
You cut out real bad.
You cut out a whole lot, but I am assuming you're going to step forward and ask for a haircut?
Hello, I'm alive, am I?
Hello, yes!
Yes!
What the fuck just happened? When did I cut off?
You wanna get a haircut?
I'm gonna get a haircut.
Haircut and also investigate whilst I do so. Like, scope the place out as I get the hair trimmed.
Oh, okay.
Lowers disguise kit. Oh.
I mean, what better disguise than being an actual paying customer, you know?
Alright. So as you're talking about this, one of the halflings looks your way and is like, "Oi, mate, you got a fucking window shop all day?"
Yes.
No, I'm not going to window shop all day. Give me a bloody haircut. Thank you. And Trevlon rummages about in his... how much would a haircut be, Alex?
Shaving a haircut, 2 silver.
Hey! Hey!
Shaving a haircut, 2 silver.
I am so glad you did that.
Alright, don't trim too much of the facial hair. I kind of like as it is. Definitely a good trim of the hair, though. That's for sure.
Alright, the halfling nods, turns to another halfling that was in the back. Yobi, don't touch his fucking moustache! And the other halfling, presumably Yabi, nods, gets up, cracks his knuckles, gets several razors, and goes to town on your hair with scissors and razor while you're in the chair.
Why does everyone have such foul language over here?
Most probably because, I mean, it's hair. It's
There's no
not.
reason to cuss about the hair.
Well, as a person who is frustrated and bewildered by the concept of hair, yeah, there is. Would I be able to make an investigation check while this is happening?
With disadvantage, because you are actively having your hair cut and your head moved around by Yabi.
Ah, damn.
Guys, back.
Oh my god!
Hey!
So...
You did it!
You did.
You get the feeling Yabi is intentionally trying to keep your eyes forward to cut your hair, but you keep looking around, turning your head anyway, much to his consternation. You're pretty sure that this is just like straight up, from the ground up, one entrance barbershop. Closest thing to a secret passage is like a back room for accounting.
Okay. Okay, keep that in mind. Okay. I will keep that in mind.
Alright. And as you look back that way, Yabi turns your head back forward. Hold still, you fucking nonce!
I'm glad to see that glad to see that that barbers are just as horrible as I remember them being. By the way.
You're a real fucking comedian. Hope I don't rip up your lip a bit when I'm shaving you.
Yeah, I hope I don't give you a bad review.
I really like not having hair.
Mama, like, nods and, like, tries to hold back a laugh.
Do halflings here normally have this demeanor?
I mean, as much as any other person might have a demeanor like that, I guess.
This is probably the most vulgar place I've ever been to. Port Mirandu is just full of cuss words and everything.
Well, it's a port.
Actually, Alex, do these halflings look more like fighters than they do?
Make an insight check with disadvantage, because again, eyes forward.
Right, so that's 1, and here we go. Yeah, fair enough.
Let me actually check, because one of them, the one who was running the front and took your money and yelled at you for window shopping, he looks pretty burly for a halfling. It's quite possible he's a fighter.
Okay. That's all I wanted to know. Don't disregard that. Disregard that. Didn't mean to crush that.
That's all I wanted to know. Detect thoughts. All I wanted to know. Yep, that's everything. I'm good.
Okay, I did not mean to. I did not mean to.
Me on the knee.
Actually, if I did do that, would that particular halfling notice?
He's right next to you. Yeah.
Yeah. He'd notice. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
verbal and somatic components. So you're waving your arms and going hooba looba 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 loo.
Well, I'll just
those words.
Let the haircut pass then.
So I have an important question. How good is the haircut?
A really good question.
That's a very good question.
I'm intrigued.
Enough that we need new artwork, Jojo.
I rolled a natural 20 for the haircut.
Whoa, spicy!
Enough that we need new artwork for.
I was gonna make new artwork anyway.
You have a lot less bedhead now, Trevlon. Hair's around the same length, but it just looks like more shampooed and taken care of than usual. Probably the next time you go without sleep, which is gonna be soon, it'll get back to being all floofy and like you need sleep, but it's shiny and it feels good.
Trevlon is going to try ponytail. I think this is the decision I'm going to make.
Oh my
Oh, mine is
This
so
seems-
excited.
That seems like a wise choice.
And Trevlon, you clean up nice.
No, you know what? You know what? I gotta admit, I give Barbers too little credit. This feels good.
You look great.
Yeah, you should have been.
Yeah, seriously.
No kidding. And Trevlon gives the person who deals with the money an extra 5 silver for his trouble.
Dun, 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 dun.
Shave and a haircut, 5 silver. Yabi, the barber who was dealing with you, immediately snatches the silver, looks it over, and nods.
Apologies for the head movement.
Just don't try that
Trevlon.
shit again.
We're sorry.
Trevlon,
You weren't doing
Trevlon.
anything, Momo.
you apologizing for.
Fuck are you sorry for, Blair Brain?
But I did something wrong for you to
That
call me
brings back
Bird Brain!
memories.
And he like scampers off like a little bitch.
Big
I've
ramble.
heard that name before.
So, once we're out, didn't you mention that they had the same uniforms, kind of, as another shop?
Dude, is the establishment a restaurant or is it a butcher's, Alex?
It's basically a medieval grocery store.
Yeah, they have a similar have a pretty much exactly identical uniform to those who. Oh shit! What's the store called again, Alex? Please, God help.
The Bounty.
Have a pretty similar uniform to the ones those that work at the Bounty. Same, same makeup of people as well. A lot of halflings. Really, from what I can tell, there's only one real different place, place they could hide people in. That would be the office where they do the accounting and the whatnot. They don't look like fighters necessarily, apart from the guy who runs the place. From what I can tell, they don't seem to be doing anything that shady.
Carlian sort of shrugs. I mean, I'm part of the Tinkers Guild and I'm a paladin. That really doesn't mean all that much.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Last
Fish
place to
Mart
go.
or Bounty?
Fish Mart. I think the Fish Mart is probably a wise idea to start.
With a shot.
All right.
Options.
You step in through the metal and glass doors into the Fish Mart. As expected, it smells like fish. And then from the back, you hear this voice say, "Welcome to Dark Shorewell's Exotic Fish Mart. Feel free to have a look around. The fish ain't going anywhere."
Oh.
What does this person look like, Alex?
You look up. It's a really skinny human in raggedy clothing with like a ratty black hair in a hairnet, but there's still some covering his right eye.
Covering his right eye.
Motherfucker, I know who.
What?
Nothing.
Now you're
That's a hell of an entrance. Hi. What's your name, sir? I don't think I've ever been to this establishment before.
Name's Dark Shorewell, like the sign says.
I see.
Wouldn't make sense that you haven't been in here before, because it's a pretty recent establishment.
How spacious is this place exactly?
This is a pretty big place. There are several rows of fish.
Not
Just.
Yeah. Say the words, Jojo.
Okay. Okay. What would I have to roll to see the color of his eyes?
Make a perception roll.
I am intrigued as well.
I just heard someone say "damn" in the background. It made me...
I heard
Oh
V.
damn! You're looking into his eyes, girl.
Girl. You said insight.
Perception.
Perception.
Perception. Okie pokey, dokie loki.
Perception-y. I think I'm
you-
gonna roll.
Everything.
You walk right up to him and try to brush the hair out of his eyes to get a look at his eye color. And he's like, "What the actual fuck are you doing?"
I'm so
Listen,
sorry.
no-
I don't know what came over me.
Listen, not that I don't appreciate the attention, especially from an Aarakocra. I hear they're good luck, but I'm a married man.
I am celibate and I not
I just feel you stumbling over those words as you spoke them. Mercy hell.
Mama just like kind of like he didn't know what he was doing. He just like impulse. He wanted to know.
Okay.
Since they're distracted, can I please take this as well?
Sure, with disadvantage, because now he's aware you're trying to look into his eyes for whatever
That's
reason.
Fair. That's fair.
And he's trying to.
Yeah. You walk up. You walk up to bail out Momo. You're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. Sometimes Momo just does stuff." And you also try to brush the hair out of his eyes.
Okay. Whilst these two clowns are clowning around, can Trevlon investigate whilst he's distracted as this?
My feelings.
Sure.
I hate everything.
You know
wanna
what,
cast Call
though?
the Dead on
You know what,
myself.
though? If our nut ones had to go toward anything today, I'm glad it's this. I'm really glad it's this.
Me
The
too.
face of the fish man.
Okay. You take a look around the establishment, and the rows and rows and rows of fish. You find that this particular fish market seems to be a little colder than the air outside, like almost as if there's some sort of magic keeping it at near freezer temperatures to keep the fish fresh, even though God knows how long they've been hanging up there. You kind of poke and prod at a lot of fish to see their freshness. Some of them are fresh kept, some of them have been hanging there for a while and they have discounted signs beneath them. That is about all you find, because you're also kind of poking and prodding at the fish to see if one of them's like a secret fish lever that leads to a secret compartment. But no, you do a pretty thorough search, and there are no secret fish levers.
Well, that's useful information to know. No secret fish levers, it's just cold as shit because of magic. Trevlon wishes to speaks up and says, I must say, the enchantment you've put on the place is, it's very ingenious. Keeps the fresh good and cold.
Yeah, cost a pretty penny, but it's paying for itself. A whole lot less time spent out there actually gathering the material.
Have I asked who you got it from?
Well, I go out and get it myself. A couple of Marrow and the City of Shimmering Lights have tried to, Look, I heard that laugh, and I know you're implying I'm making meat out of Marrow. I am not. What I am trying to say is that they're trying to make a monopoly on the whole thing since, you know, they swim and catch fish naturally, but I thought, you know, fuck them, Marrow and dicks. I'm gonna make my own shop, and thus here I am.
Well, I think you misunderstand me. I wasn't asking about the fish, I was asking about the enchantment.
It's magic. Okay, yeah, that. I got it from an enchanter.
Which one?
Well, you see, and then Malifane tries to go for the eyes again. What the actual hell? Stop!
Just let me see them.
No, I am a married man. I told the bear this.
Can I just leave? I don't want to be associated with my party right now. You know what? It's cold in here. I have scales. I'm just gonna ease my way out of the store and wait outside.
Alex, can you answer me one last question, please?
Okay.
Does he have purple strands of hair? Or is it just black?
It is just black.
Okay, my suspicions have been cleared. Never mind. I'm gonna leave with Corellian.
Alright.
Please drag Mal out.
You drag Mal out.
Momo grabs Malifane's collar and drags him out behind him.
What was that all about?
I don't even know. I thought he looked like Gorewalker.
I mean, look, I appreciate that it's a scary thought, but Gorewalker doesn't strike me as the type to be stealthy.
Wasn't Gorewalker missing like half his face too, you know, under the mask?
It just made me suspicious because maybe he used some sort of disguise. I don't know.
Out of character, I may be remembering that completely wrong because I wasn't actually there for that session.
I think you're right.
No, you're right.
I think you're...
Okay.
His jaw is mechanical. It's kind of hard to miss that.
Okay. Thank you.
Honestly, I don't know what came over me. I just really liked his eyes.
Aren't you engaged?
Just because I'm engaged doesn't mean I can't admire another person's eyes.
Right. Bounty? The bounty?
The eyes are the window to another person's soul.
And as you are discussing this, you hear some coughing, like some really nasty sounding coughing, and you turn, and stumbling out of an alleyway, in front of an open sewer grate, is a man you recognize as one of the guards that was with Nalur Nalad, who has several red splotches on his face, and like as soon as he steps out into the street, he just collapses immediately onto the ground in front of you. And that's where we're gonna cut off the session.
We're gonna cut off the session.
Oh, mother fricker!
Haha, cliffhangers, they're great.
Yay!
Yay! We will see you all next week when the investigation turns into a murder mystery! Woo!
Great.
Probably! We'll see y'all next time, folks. Bye-bye!
Bye.
Bye. Eyes.